And if we end up misspending a couple of $100 billion, I think that is going to be very unfortunate.
This is the biggest AI infrastructure project in history.
Inflation has slowed, but prices are still going up.
This is helping us get to a world, along with our partners at Stargate, Microsoft, Oracle, where we can build out increasing amounts of infrastructure.
The AI race is on. Every company, every nation, every billionaire is pouring billions into machines, not because they know what the finish line looks like, but because they refuse to be left behind. The spending is frantic, the pace relentless, and the goal is singular: to win no matter the cost.
But in a race like this, someone always pays. Data centers rise like fortresses, consuming electricity and water at a scale that strains the systems we all rely on. And when the grid bends under the pressure, when governments pour subsidies into keeping the race alive, the costs don't fall on the competitors. They fall on you. Higher bills, higher taxes, more pressure on the essentials of daily life.
And even if the race delivers what it promises, the benefits don't flow downward. They flow upward, to corporations cutting jobs in the name of efficiency, to governments tightening control, to investors cashing in. For the rest of us, the outcome is clear: fewer opportunities, more insecurity, and a future where the scoreboard says, we've already lost.
Everywhere you look, the numbers climb higher. 10 billion here, 50 billion there. Entire national budgets bent toward one obsession: AI. But this isn't investment in stability or in systems that feed, house, or protect people. This is money burned in the name of speed. Every company, every nation, every billionaire is locked in the same cycle: spend more, scale faster, outpace the rival. The logic is circular, the outcome undefined. No one can say what the finish line looks like, only that losing is unthinkable. And so the race feeds itself. Waste becomes strategy. Escalation becomes progress. The scoreboard is measured not in solutions, but in how much capital can be sacrificed to stay ahead. And while the headlines celebrate each round of funding, the truth is simpler. This is not innovation. It's a contest of endurance, where the prize is power and the cost is everything else.
Every new data center is sold as a monument to progress. But behind the glossy press releases lies a different reality. Machines that devour electricity and water at a scale that reshapes entire regions. The grid bends under the pressure. Utilities scramble to expand capacity, building new lines, new plants, new systems, all to keep the race alive. And who pays for that expansion? Not the corporations driving demand, not the billionaires hoarding GPUs. The costs are passed down, quietly, invisibly, until they land in your mailbox. Higher electricity bills, higher taxes, infrastructure projects funded by public money, justified as future-proofing, but in truth, just subsidies for the race. And when shortages hit, when blackouts spread, when water is rationed, it won't be the winners of the race who feel it. It will be the households, the small businesses, the communities already stretched thin. The AI race doesn't just consume resources, it consumes the systems we all rely on and leaves us paying the tab.
And after all this spending, all this strain, what do ordinary people receive? Not opportunity, not security, but layoffs dressed up as efficiency. Entire departments erased, clerical roles automated, creative jobs hollowed out. The AI promise is framed as productivity, but productivity for whom? For corporations cutting payrolls, for governments tightening control, for investors cashing in on the margins. The benefits flow upward, concentrated in fewer and fewer hands, while the costs spread outward, diffused across millions of lives. Wages stagnate, job security evaporates, and the very tools that were sold as liberating become instruments of surveillance, austerity, and control. The irony is brutal. The race that promised to build the future delivers only insecurity in the present. For the consumer, the outcome is not progress, but precarity. Not empowerment, but dependence. The AI race is on, yes, but it is not your race. It never was. And in this contest, the scoreboard is already written. The winners are few, and the losers are everyone else.
The AI race is not slowing down. Every week, another announcement, another billion spent, another data center breaking ground. The headlines call it progress, but progress for whom? For the corporations that hoard chips like treasure, for the governments that subsidize the race with your tax money, for the investors who treat waste as a strategy and escalation as a victory. But for you, the consumer, the worker, the citizen, this race is nothing but loss. You pay the bills when the grid strains under the weight of machines that never sleep. You cover the subsidies when governments pour public money into private infrastructure. You absorb the costs when food, water, and energy prices climb under the pressure of a system stretched to its limits. And when the so-called benefits arrive, they don't arrive for you. They arrive for the corporations that cut jobs in the name of efficiency, for the governments that tighten control, for the few who profit while the many are left behind. This is the truth of the AI race. It is not about building a better world. It is about winning at all costs. And in a race like this, the costs are never paid by the winners. They are paid by everyone else. By households already stretched thin. By workers already insecure. By citizens already burdened. The AI race is on, but it is not your race. It never was. And in this contest, the scoreboard is already written. The winners are few, and the losers are everyone else.